Hi and welcome to another edition of Foss Electric Bike Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the A2B Kuo Boost, which as you can see is a folding bike. Now the thing about this bike is it's got a 350 watt brushless motor in the rear hub. And what makes it interesting is that the UK legal limit on the roads is only 250 watts. So it means this bike can go up to 20 miles per hour unassisted, and the UK road legal limit is only 15.5 miles an hour. So because of that, this bike is not legal on the UK roads, and there will have to be a waiver to be signed. But with that said, and that to one side, it's a great piece of fun. It's got a twist grip throttle, which means you don't have to pedal at all, and as long as you're cycling off the UK roads you can really take advantage of the power that it's got. So what I'll do is I'll have a quick look around this bike, and then I can talk a bit more about the individual components for you. Okay, so going to the rear of the bike, we've got 20-inch rims on this bike. And what you can see in the hub is the 350 watt motor, which we've already spoke about, along with just behind that frame you can see the cogs for the Shimano 8-speed gears, which is very standard for a bike of this type. You can also see in the bottom right of this picture the plug and play cord. So once it's unplugged you can just take the rear wheel off and address any puncture issues or any damage or anything you need to do just as you would on a normal bike. So that's called the plug and play. At the rear of the bike, as you can see, we've got a pannier rack, which is always convenient on bikes such as folders, and also just at the bottom of the screen you can see the integrated rear light as well. So that's integrated into the battery, it doesn't work off its own batteries. Coming to the other side of the bike, you see you've got your stand there, which comes as standard along with the mudguards, pannier rack and lights. And you'll also see it's got a Tektro-mechanical disc brake. With the wires that allow you to adjust it really easy and keep them nice and sharp. And just there next to the hub you'll see a small magnetized disc. This is really handy and it's a nice touch to have. When you fold the bike up, it joins with the other magnet at the front of the bike, keeps it all nice and snug, and makes sure that it doesn't spring out while you're trying to carry it, so it makes it really convenient. At the front of the bike you will see you've got your front integrated light, and you've also got your front mechanical disc brakes. And another nice little feature that you've got on this folding bike that you don't see on a lot of folding bikes out there is that you've got front suspension, which is really nice to have when you're off-roading, and it keeps your ride nice and smooth. Here is a closer look at your front mechanical disc brake, and just there is your magnetized disc, which will marry up with the rear magnetized disc once folded and make sure that everything's kept together when you're carrying it around. Time to take you through how to take the battery off, and it is really straightforward on this bike. It's a simple twist of a key and then the battery slots off just as easy as that. That's the socket on the rear of the battery, and that's the socket that it plugs into. Really straightforward, really easy. So I shouldn't see many people having problems with this. I know that some batteries can be a bit tricky. And you can see we've got an on-off switch there, as well as just behind that rubber lid you've got your charge point as well. This battery can be charged on and off the bike. New to the handlebars, you can see you've got an intelligent LCD screen and brings you all your information digitally, really easy to understand as well. So you have information such as how full your battery is, what level of assist you're currently on, how far the bike's been, and you can also control the front and rear lights from this screen as well. You'll be able to see that the power button is placed at the back of the screen, which is nice and handy, and you've got a simple plus and minus button at the front of the screen, which allows you to go through your levels. Making our way over to the right hand of the bike, you'll see that you get a flick bell, which comes as standard. In the center you've got a quick release handle, and what this allows you to do is change the rotation of the handlebars to suit. And then you've got your Shimano 8-gear trigger system, really easy to use, very standard for bikes. And then further to the right you've got your right hand brake lever, and just behind that you've got your twist grip throttle, and as I said before, you pull back on that, you don't have to do any cycling at all. It'll take you up to 20 miles an hour. So now to show you how the bike folds up, I always recommend folding the pedals in first, which is relatively easy. You just push them down and fold them up, and then next I would move on to the stand and make sure that's nicely folded upwards as well, so that everything's as compact as can be before you do the actual folding. And next onto the handlebars, there's a safety latch which needs to be removed just there, and once that's removed it then allows you to bring the quick release handle down, and that then allows you to fold the handlebars down neatly to meet the front wheel. Now this is already saving you quite a bit of space, and a lot of people don't need to fold it down any further. But if you do need to save any more space, then what we can do is break the bike in half, and you do that by removing or adjusting this safety clip just out the way first, and this then allows you to pull out the quick release handle again, just like that, and it releases the hook. And then what you can do is break the bike in half. Make sure, I'd always say, make sure you get the pedals in the right place as well. You don't want them clanging and chipping the paintwork. So the end product is a nice small folded up bike. You could go even smaller. I neglected to bring the seat post down on this one, so it can go a bit smaller than that. It weighs around 20 kg in total, so quite practical to move around. And just here are the two magnetised discs, and once they put together it makes it nice secure unit, allows you to carry it around with ease as well. Okay, to summarise, the A2B Kuo Boost is a great piece of fun. I've really enjoyed test riding this bike. It's really well built, and as with most of the bikes I tend to review, it's not too expensive as well. The price point is good. You could be paying £2,000, £3,000, maybe even £4,000 more on a folding bike that's of lesser quality than this. It can do between 30 and 40 miles on level 1, so it's got a decent range on it despite the powerful motor at the back. And some of the nice features on it that I've spoke about is the front suspension, the magnets that keep everything nice and snug, the fact that it only weighs 20 kg even though it's a really robust build is good, and you can reduce that down further if you were to take the battery out as well. It could go down to 18 kg. The bad points of the bike is could do with a better chain guard on it, I would say, and also the main fact that it's not road legal. A2B did find demand as such that people were prepared to waiver this, sign the waiver and use it, and I can really see why. So that's it, that's your lot. If you liked this video, you found it helpful, don't forget to give it a like. If you want to see more reviews like this one, then click the subscribe. Any feedback that you can give me, feel free to give me a message. Thanks for watching.